Who runs for Labour in Tier 2 in a by-election?
Oh, well, ideally it'd be someone from the electorate, someone that actually represents some core Labour Party values that it once had, and starts to actually restructure that party from the inside out.
Well, Lahari would be a good candidate.
Well, she would be. You know, she's got the credibility, I suppose, for some, in the sense that she is a mover. She's also one who can actually organise things for outcomes.
That's right.
And there's also other people too that have been suggested, although it's not confirmed, but like Deborah Manning, whose family alliances go back in the Labour Party for quite some decades.
That's right.
She was born to be in it, really.
Also on Chris Carter's electorate committee.
And also from the point of view that she'd be able to re-inject some legal grunt, some understanding of policy development, and also some humanitarianism back into the party.
So Tao's definitely going to run for national. He can't stop himself. He can't stop himself.
Oh,
He's running. Okay,
he can't stop himself, but it comes down to the party overruling Tao's enthusiasm.
Oh,
and that's
Tao's doing. Yeah, no, they're not going to do that. Okay,
he can't win.
We know that, but she's not going to stop him.
A good candidate could.
Yeah, but he's not going to. Who wins and who loses in the failed coup?
Phil Goff definitely loses because...
Loses?
Absolutely he loses.
There's no way he's going to get rolled now.
It's not a matter of being rolled, it's a matter of being effective, and he's been shown to be ineffective. He was out on Thursday. We're going to sort Chris Carter out. The president came to the airport on Saturday.
He's not going to get rolled now.
Live on the Nation saying they were going to sort Chris Carter out.
But he's not going to get rolled. He's not going to get rolled. There's no way Phil's going to get challenged now. There's no way.
Well,
Phil's there. Phil's there until 2011.
Labour MPs that I've spoken to have...
Oh, yeah, there would be heaps of them lining up to give you gossip, wouldn't they?
There's five. There's five.
Yes.
They all acknowledge that Phil can't win, but they all acknowledge there's no one else.
Who wins and who loses in this failed coup?
Oh, well, I'd take the opposite view to Cam. You know, I'd say that Phil Goff's got to be one of those that wins out of this weird situation.
Weird situation.
Clearly, Phil has been able to put to the public some sort of presence. You know, to cut through all the National Party dominated spin that's on television these days, to actually have a Labour Party leader there talking about what he's going to be doing.
As a shock as it is.
You know, it's not going to win position.
He was going to get Carter and he hasn't got him.
Okay, thank you, panel. Coming up, Hone likes to annoy Whitey, but he doesn't like to date Whitey. Citizen A is back after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Citizen A. We're reviewing the week with bloggers Selwyn Manning and Cameron Slater. Issue 3 this week. Is anyone else getting sick to death of this routine where Hone says something remarkably stupid, allowing John Key to seem moderate and mainstream? Hone isn't being racist. He's just appealing to racists. He does have a point, though. If you start letting your kids get busy with Whitey, there are a whole bunch of things you have to accept into your family. Vespa scooters, pad thai, and a misplaced sense of middle-class entitlement. Selwyn, the argument is that it isn't racist for Hone to say what he did about his nervousness at his daughter dating a Pākehā because racism is about power. Māori don't have power in society, so there is no racism here. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we all have heard that argument before. We understand where it comes from, and some of us would be sympathetic to some of the causes that create such a symptom. But when it all boils down to it, we're all human beings with meat and bones. And if you're starting to look at a person's worth from the colour of their skin, well, it's getting a bit sad, isn't it?
Cam, you're a Machiavellian right-wing narcissist with your finger next to the nerve ending of the little toe of the National Party, so you would know this. Is Hone a deep undercover agent for ACT? Because every time he opens his mouth, he says something unbelievably offensive.
He could well be. In fact, maybe it's a mask, and we need to, maybe hold him down and try and rip that latex. They're very realistic these days, those latex masks. But one thing you can't accuse Hone Harawira of is telling lies. He is the most honest politician there is in Parliament. He says exactly what he thinks, and if you don't like that, well, that's just too bad, Bomber.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a point there, Cam, in the sense that if Hone is going to be a true representative of his electorate, then, that perhaps is a window in on it. But that's where some concerns can come out as well, and perhaps leadership is not just reflecting the values that may sit within the communities, but actually leading them out of such biased point of view.
How did you know National Party people? You're ensconced. They're your people. They're your kind of people,
If you say
gated
so.
community people. Now, how do they respond to having this guy in a coalition with their party?
With bemusement,
Yes.
some perhaps further south with a little bit of anger.
Huh?
For me personally, I think it provides great entertainment.
The world is entertaining, yes.
Hone actually doesn't have any power. He doesn't have any say in the Maori Party. That's completely Auntie Tari and Uncle Peter.
Mm-hmm.
They do everything there, and so he's only needs to appeal to the 30-odd thousand registered Maori voters that there are in his electorate. There
Right.
are no whiteys on that
Yep.
on that roll.
Yeah.
That's Maori only, and you go further north you go, the darker it gets.
Selwyn, Hone's hate cracker routine makes the Māori Party look a lot more rebellious than they really are. And we've seen this political theatre a couple of times to shore up their street cred. When does it start to hurt them?
Yeah, well, I think it's allowed to actually go, you know, for the sole purpose that Hone probably still pulls in a certain amount of support from urban Māori. You know, he's representing an iwi electorate, but, you know, they don't want the iwi going back to Labour, but they certainly do not want a swing away from them in the urban areas as well. If you drove through in 2005 and also 2008, you drove through South Auckland, and if you saw other campaigners like the Green Party or Labour Party campaigning, there would be cars going past cheering out Māori Party and things like that. That's who Hone represents. Now, Peter Sharples and Tariana Turia, they do not.
Yeah.
It's quite a different beast.
Cam, how does the rise of New Zealand First impact on conservative Māori votes currently going to the Māori Party? Because this is going to start hurting them if there's another alternative, isn't there?
Depends on how you describe conservative Maori votes. I mean,
Yep.
I don't think there are too many conservative Maori votes out there.
Socially conservative. You look at Tariana's voting record. It was very socially
socially
conservative.
conservative, yeah, we're talking about the supporters, and you're talking about the support here.
Yeah.
So, what we're seeing with Winston coming back from the grave, or trying to come back from the grave, is that he's appealing again to Maori, where New Zealand First really got their first leg up.
That's right.
If Maori, who did spectacularly poorly with New Zealand First, want to go back there, well then I say fill their boots and suck it up.
Right.
You'll only get what you deserve, which is
But that's going to
Winston
impact
Peters.
the Māori Party, isn't it?
I mean, his first big speech that he comes back with was fact-free. it's been proven categorically that is billions of dollars of offshore evil Asians owning rest homes is, as he would say, demonstrably and palpably untrue.